Welcome back to another live trading session. Welcome back to another live trading session for our London. After the London session, we are on our NY session. Welcome back, and here we are looking at some new entry opportunity for our next session here in the market. So let's see that what the market is doing. We will be looking at few instruments such as XAUUSD, USDJPY, and many other instruments that currently trending. Hey, welcome. Hello. Good afternoon. It's going to be a profitable day. Expecting the market is really interesting now that you can see here at the moment. The market is very interesting, and we are looking for this market to give us some entry opportunity here around this area. So let's see first of all overall trend direction, overall market sentiment, and then we will be looking at further entry opportunity later today. So here is my full breakdown. So first of all, looking at this daily price action here. Good evening, GBP/USD, please 15 minutes for our review. Welcome. We will be looking at on GBP/USD as well. So we look at that GBP/USD. GBP/USD, we will be looking at also EUR/USD and XAUUSD. So just before we start with gold, looking at GBP/USD, when we look at news in 5 minutes, I think there isn't any red folder news. What are you seeing that here? I don't see any red folder. So it's coming up FOMC later, but at the moment it might be yellow folder or orange folder. I only follow the red folder news. Okay, so here is what we can see at this level. This is British pound US dollar that showing up. The market trend is remaining here upside, which is bullish market structure that you can see here along this area, also showing up to be in an uptrend. Good morning, thank you. So with this trend that you can see here, this is the daily. If you look at that daily channel. Hi coach, good evening. So the daily channel on British pound US dollar is upside. By the way, I would appreciate if you just make a smash the like button, give a thumbs up. Thank you. Now, if you look at British pound US dollar, shows that there is an upside. So here you can see there is a liquidity sweep. Good evening. Thank you very much. Here is the move. Here is the move on GBP/USD. Now on a pullback. So with a pullback here on British pound US dollar from the daily is where we are looking to see for the price action to drop below and then to reverse back again to the upside. From the lower time frame, so if you look at the 4-hour price action here, and from this intraday time frame, here is the move, and with this movement, pullback, another move, potentially to go for another pullback, right? So therefore this zone where GBP/USD coming to retest is a buying pressure here. So it's a buy area that you can see on GBP/USD, and from that buy area now we are looking to see the price action to come and do to bounce off that level again to create a new higher high. So from the lower time frame here, we are looking at on GBP/USD to have a reaction back to the upside. Okay, so this is our British pound US dollar move that you can see here at this level for the market to come down for a retest and then to reverse again back to the upside in this zone here on British pound US dollar. So with this movement that you can see on GBP/USD, the price action here shows a possible rejection back to the upside. So lower time frame and also the higher time frame shows British pound US dollar to be potentially upside. Now going to the gold price action, gold was, you see that since we finished our London session, the market is in a complete sideways movement. That you can see it's a entirely a choppy market where there isn't any good trade possible in this choppy market. However, because the market is in a choppy, we might see that breakout, and that's where the good trade is going to come potentially. How are you? I'm good, thank you. So let's first look at the daily price action on gold to see that where from the daily perspective XAUUSD is heading, that this is the now this is where the from the daily time frame here that shows the market trend, which is from this support. If you look at that here, had breakout of this, and that breakout level that you can see from that zone, here is the move support here, there is a liquidity sweep support and reverse back to the upside. Now this is the daily market structure here. Of this daily high, the market is slowly reversing back below in this area, and now especially the 4-hour trend that you can see from here, and with this 4-hour time frame, we are looking at this market to have that reaction back in this area. So we are looking forward to see that the market too. Okay, so here is what we are looking at this level, that the market trend to maintain its bias, to see that where it is heading. And with that said, that you can see this is the recent level of resistance line here, and of that recent level of resistance, the market trend to have that breakout here in this area. So you can see from this level there is a break below, and also if you look at that from this level also there is a break below. So with a few stronger breakout, that shows that the market structure to maintain its momentum around this area. So if we look at the price action, shows its bias, and as you can see, this is the lower time frame market structure where crossover of both 10 and 20 MA, and I'm looking at here for another rejection in this area. Okay, so that said, here is what we are looking at for this reaction from this zone here. And as if you look at, there is a crossover of both 10 and 20 MA from that level that might break below here. So from the technically, we are looking to see that the market trend to remain in this zone for another wave of drop here at this level. So now you can see that there is a sideway movement. This is a very narrow and very, I would say that very painful consolidation here in this area. And I had a few trade, didn't work out in this consolidation. This is a very unusual market structure, but looking to see this session to have a little different market structure. Now, if we see the market, there is a breakout from that zone, we are looking at entry of that breakout. And you can see that the market trend is what we are looking at, especially after the breakout. We would see that there is a stronger, after this consolidation, there is a stronger breakout that you would see. And that can give us that clear indication of the market structure. Okay, and this is what I'm looking at here in this level, for us to be able to look for an entry in this zone. So that being said, as this is a, if you look at, that's a consolidation pattern that you can see in this area. And with this consolidation, here is I'm looking at for another wave of move. So that said, if we look at that around this zone, there is a stronger break below that you can see on this lower time frame. Both 10 and 20 EMA crossed over, and here is the market structure to break off this 10 and 20 EMA and shows the market structure to maintain its directional bias. And so this is what you're looking to see how the market manage its direction in this area, as this is a support level, and we are looking for the market structure to maintain its momentum, and this is what you will be able to see, that confluence of this market to break below and then to maintain its momentum with a confluence of this market structure. Now, so this is that, if you look at it, that's a technical perspective of the market, okay, with a key level around this zone. Okay, so this is a key level here, and with the key level, there is, every time the market was crossing that level, rejecting of this, crossing that level, rejecting of this, which shows that there is a significant liquidity grab in this zone, and that liquidity grab shows that the market trend here showing that there is a series of lower high in this area. Now, as there is breakup support, let's wait for retest, and then we'll be looking for entry back in that area. Besides that, also I'm looking at here for any, this is, we look at that, that's a deeper pullback in this area. Now, what we can see here, some of our current geopolitical sentiment, that's what we are looking at here in this area, where things are heading. So especially war and other factors. So we'll be looking at to see some of the news and to understand that overall where things are going. Top negotiator, Quality of Hormuz Strait will remain closed until US meets interim deal conditions, state media. Okay. And labor market review, UK August 2026. Okay, US ADP National Employment Report, preliminary estimate for August 1, 2026. Qatar firms mediator are waiting for Oman and Iran to reach, okay, bilateral. So some of the, if you look at, these are the recent sentiment, okay, with that current geopolitical sentiment and the news where the things is heading. So what you can see that at the moment, in terms of, I see that some areas has, there is a war going on. Other than this, more of, I'm looking at the interest rate as well as the technical analysis in the market. Okay, let's see that where it's heading. Good evening. I'm good, thank you. Okay, share your feedback, traders, here where you are looking at the moment. Okay, from here we are seeing that rejection of this leak. What's the leak? NQ, you mean Nasdaq? USDJPY. What do you mean by leak? Okay, so you can see that there is a USDJPY. There, what happened? Anything happened here? USDJPY is in an uptrend that you can see along this area. Okay, I'm looking to buy from 4377. Okay. In the morning. Yep. Thank you. All right. Let's see that where it is heading. Okay. Cool. Very good. Thank you. Now, of this support, that there was a breakup support, now it's pushing higher again. This is a very, very sideways. But usually, after this kind of sideways, the market breaks again. And there isn't any high impact news, GJ, in the morning. Okay. GBP okay. GJ, we are looking at here. Now, this is where the daily market structure on GBP it's in an uptrend. So if you look at the weekly here, that this is the weekly price action where there is a support level, and with this support, GBP from the weekly shows an upside bias here, which can be breaking back to the upside on GBP that you can see the price action. And with a breakout to the upside on GJ, if you look at the daily here, that you can see the market structure is maintaining its upside momentum. All right. Now, how do you know that it's an uptrend, guys? This is what I always talk about. Okay. Looking at the price action. Now, when you look at the price action, what you can see that the market structure is significantly bullish, creating series of higher high and higher low, right? Which is in an uptrending market structure. So when you see that the market in an uptrend, creating series of higher high and higher low, that's a simply an uptrending market structure, right? And also you saw that GJ had a complete breakup structure here. And with this complete breakup structure that you can see along this area, that's a complete breakup structure on GJ. And with this complete breakup structure, which is strong liquidity sweep here in that area, and with that liquidity sweep, as there is a stronger reaction of this showing up, that GJ is in this uptrending movement bias here that you can see of this level. So therefore, any time frame that you will be looking at here on GBP we only look at here buying opportunity in this area. Now, going to XAUUSD here, there is always a relationship. Okay. Yes, GJ bullish, it's in trending now. US GBP okay, so you can see that it's on a trend. Do you know anything about net gas? I used to look at, but I don't trade it now. Look at that here, natural gas, XNGUSD. It's an uptrend. So XAUUSD is in an uptrend. So with a if you look at along this zone here, the market trend to maintain its So this is if you look at that, or completely in a consolidation in a sideway market, and that's what the price action moving in a sideway without any proper pullback. So therefore we are looking at here in this area for another wave of move that can trigger that significant amount of liquidity here in this area. And if we look at that, the price action is still moving in a consolidation, is still moving in a sideway, and the sideway movement, as the market structure of this level coming to that support, we are looking for that potentially upside breakout, and that can create significant rejection of this level. Okay, so thanks, super choppy. Yeah, this is a very unusual price. I'm not getting any entry here. This is a completely choppy price action that you can see here. And was doing this long short. Yep, this is what you can see. This is a very choppy at the moment, and because the market is significantly choppy here, we had our previous session trade as well. It's when the market is not going in any direction, you can't get into any entry here along this kind of market. So in those situation, the only thing that you can do is just wait to see when the market breaks out. So that's a very, if you look at that, the market structure is from that level, there is a crossover, and the market has here rejected back below that you can see here. And with a long week, okay, so with a long week here, the market has reached this resistance, resistance, resistance here. And off that resistance, you can see the price has reached that resistance level. And we are looking at for the price action to breaking out of this trend line can create this market to potentially come down here, because here we can see that downtrending move, still downtrending move, and this 4 hour price is not moving anywhere in this zone that you can see here. So that said, if you look at that in this area here, where the price action started to reverse of this level that you can see. And you see that that's a completely unusual price. A big red, a green, and then a red. So not sure which way the market is really planning for a move. I think that the price might here to break below to the support that can happen of this. And with a, if you look at, this is a back to back 3 to 4 red, green, and then red. Okay, so with red, green, and then red, the market is in this area to remain with a bearish bias here along this zone. So that this is a very not in grammar market structure that you can see here in this zone. And so with here you can see that red green is just moving in a entirely a complete consolidation in this area that you can see along this area. And it's gonna break out in one direction for sure. Welcome. What's the view on long or short? So the market is in a very extended consolidation. The view here is still bearish so far. Yeah, there is a choppy. Now, usually that the market, when it remains this kind of choppy, it's it's a sign of that the price might be here, having a breakout. Okay, potentially having a breakout here. So we can see that downside, that means that bearish, and slowly it's breaking below here. So I'm looking at here possible entry. Are you guys ready here? And we will be looking for I will be looking for sell entry, but let's wait for to see. There is a strong breakout here that you can see. It's a consolidation. So if I'm entering here, I will be looking for sell entry, and I'm preparing to enter here, that you can see along this area, and with a stop loss above this high. So the market might go back again for another retest, that you can see along this area, and with this breakout that you can see here, I will be looking at to take the TP target here. This might come back to retest that low, as there is a very strong consolidation here in this area. So I'm looking at here an entry along this area with a 100 pip stop loss, profit target to this level 4377. So stop loss placing at 4400.84 and profit target at 4377.69. And I'm looking at here for another wave of drop. So this is what the market now trying to push here back above. This is a downtrend, and let's wait to see how the price action does in this area. And if you look at that, there might be a pullback, and usually if you look at the market trend shows here that downside momentum, and I'm looking to take that move back below. So that's come on, come on, what happened? So almost hit that TP target. Taking the profit now. Almost hitting the TP target. I have taken the profit now here along this area. That's that's a draw. There's a massive selling pressure here. You can see that along this area. I've taken the profit just now. That's very interesting move. Suddenly there is a strong selling pressure has come out. So okay, what happened? It's gone for five. Yeah, that's a massive breakdown. And basically, I took just quickly, and I think many of you, so you couldn't explain. This is a massive liquidity grab, but the price has gone to that profit area and the reverse of that. So now that was very quick. So with that quick move, what we are looking at here, for another uh, rejection here at this level. So mine is, it depends on when you have entered. It is a very fast moving here. I have taken a few peep along this area. Okay, so around 70 peep is taken, and now market has reverse. So we have taken, this is a buy trade running the previous one, 77 pip has been taken here. Now it bounced off this level, guys. So this is a, we might see now potentially buying opportunity, because the market had a really stronger breakout here that you can see along this area. And This is a complete breakup structure that you can see here. Okay, ultimately the market has managed to bounce off this level that you can see here. Don't you think the market is going to bounce back here? Okay. So this just, yeah, there is suddenly there is a strong breakout, and I'm not sure why the market suddenly reacted to that. Might be any breaking news. You guys see anything that happened? Um, Trump. There is no talk on or conversation going on scheduled with the Islamic Republic of Iran. Naval blockade remains full force. Okay, so there is. I think that's where things happening. There isn't any conversation, or and that came as a massive breaking news, and the market has strongly reacted to that. That you guys can see here, and I think that, you know, if you look at massive break and then returned it back again, the market is really reacting unusually. And from the 1 hour and the 4 hour, that you can see the price action shows very very unusual market structure here. It's a complete manipulation in both direction. Okay, so let me just further liquidity. Now this is there is a break below up, and that's really uh, it didn't make sense much here in this move. I think it came out of this breaking news. There's this massive breaking news here, and so let's say that what's saying here in this area with this breaking news. There are no talk or conversation going on or scheduled with the Islamic Republic of Iran. The naval blockade remains in full force and effect. The Hormuz Strait is open and operating. All water mines have been removed or detonated. Thank you for. So there has been really that's with this is an unusual consolidation that you can say. But this session we had, that in the live session there was an unusual trade here, and then the market is now just breaking in one direction and creating that structure. So that's a doji. Now you can see that. So this doji can break up or can break below. Okay, can break in both direction here. This doji that you can see here in this area. So now I think it might go back to consolidation again. Okay, it might go back to consolidation again. What do you think? So it accumulated, then manipulated, now waiting for confirmation. So no, it just, you see that move is very unusual. The 8 years. So suddenly 1 minute shows a stronger move, and then uh, another minute very very slow move sideways. So one way the market breaks out, the other way it's just moving in. So it's lack of consistency in the market structure. It's started off these few hours. Really not sure how back to back few trade didn't work out. But let's wait to see now. Um, Once the market breaks out, it might get like crazy move. Okay. So you can see that of this, Okay, moved up again. This might be now starting possibly to the upside here, unless again another manipulation. So this is another move along this area. Okay, that's a very interesting market structure that you can see here along this area, and that's gonna be potentially So along this area, there is again another breakout structure, and I think that the market might be here um, maintaining very interesting market structure. There's another breakout structure that can break to the upside, where looking forward to see potentially to revert back in this direction of the trend. So along this zone, the market trying to create an upside bias. There's no volume here at the moment, and So back to back another doji. So this is unusual market structure. So there is a complete breakout. Okay. Is market going to trend in this direction or? Okay, so we are seeing there is like a head and shoulder in this area, and the market is trading without any like proper structure. It look like the market is just playing around just to, like until get settled. We'll look at to see what happened. And okay, yeah. So the market is little out of that grammar, so that can mm, move little in this area. So at the moment I would wait. And if you look at, we had two sessions, London session as well as NY session. Also, I'm looking for another two sessions tomorrow as well, and I believe you guys enjoyed these sessions. We will be looking for again another two sessions coming tomorrow to trade. And until that, stay well, stay